What lies beyond the veil of death? Can the bonds of mortality truly be broken? These questions have mystified humanity since time immemorial, compelling us to look towards the divine for answers. In the heart of the Gospel of Luke lies a narrative so stirring that it challenges our perceptions of life and death, the miraculous revival of the widow's son. This moment is not merely a tale of revival, it is a profound testament to Jesus' compassion and divine authority. In the small town of Nain, a profound moment of compassion and divine intervention unfolds as depicted in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 7, verses 11 to 17. The story begins as Jesus, accompanied by his disciples and a large crowd, approaches the town gate and encounters a funeral procession. The deceased is the only son of a widow, a detail that significantly intensifies the narrative's emotional and socio-economic undertones. In the cultural context of the time, a widow losing her only son meant not only the loss of her remaining family but also her financial security, rendering her vulnerable and dependent on the charity of others. As the procession proceeds, Jesus, moved by compassion, approaches the bier. The onlookers, aware of the social norms and the finality of death, watch in a mix of anticipation and disbelief. Jesus then touches the bier, an act that would have been seen as breaking the purity laws of the time, and speaks directly to the deceased young man. "Young man, I say to you, get up." The command is stark and authoritative, echoing the prophetic and divine interventions of the Old Testament, where prophets like Elijah and Elisha performed similar miracles. The reaction is immediate and miraculous. The young man sits up and begins to speak. Here, the scriptural text focuses not on the content of his words but on the action of speaking itself, which serves as a powerful affirmation of life and resurrection. This moment is laden with symbolic and theological significance. First, it reinforces Jesus' role as a prophet and more profoundly, as the bringer of life, aligning him with God's power over life and death. Theologically, this event is seen as a sign of the coming kingdom of God, where death will no longer have dominion, and the bonds of grief and loss will be undone. It prefigures the larger-scale resurrection that Jesus himself will undergo, which lies at the heart of Christian faith, symbolizing hope and the promise of new life for all believers. The resurrection of the widow's son also speaks volumes about Jesus' attention to the marginalized, widows, in particular, who represented some of the most vulnerable members of society. By restoring her son to life, Jesus restores her social standing and security, highlighting his ministry's focus on social justice and the upliftment of the downtrodden. This narrative, rich in drama and profound in implication, offers a vivid tableau of Jesus' ministry's transformative power, bridging the human and the divine. The widow's son, upon being revived, does not just return to life, he becomes a testament to the power of compassion and divine authority, resonating with themes of restoration and redemption that are central to the gospel message. The miraculous revival of the widow's son by Jesus, while celebrated as a sign of divine compassion and power, invites skepticism and alternative interpretations. Critics might argue that such narratives are symbolic rather than historical, intended to convey theological truths rather than factual events. This skepticism stems from a modern understanding of death as a final and irreversible condition, challenging the plausibility of resurrection stories. However, within the context of biblical narratives and the worldview they represent, such miracles are expressions of divine intervention that transcend natural laws. The account in Luke serves not only as a historical claim but as a theological assertion that Jesus is the Lord over life and death, a central pillar of Christian faith. Furthermore, some theological scholars suggest that these stories were crafted to align Jesus with prophetic figures of the Old Testament, thereby validating his authority and identity as the Messiah. While these interpretations offer a critical lens, they also reinforce the narrative's depth, showing how it serves multiple layers of meaning and purpose within the Christian texts. The story of Jesus reviving the widow's son in Nain is a multifaceted narrative that enriches our understanding of Jesus' ministry and its implications. It highlights his compassion towards the vulnerable, his authority over life and death, and his role in fulfilling the messianic expectations of bringing about a new era where death is not the end. This miracle, by affirming Jesus' divine authority, challenges believers and skeptics alike to consider the nature of miracles and their place in the theological landscape. It invites deeper reflection on the power of faith and the possibilities of divine reality transcending our ordinary experiences. The incident not only provides hope and comfort to those who mourn but also serves as a profound theological statement about Jesus' mission and the nature of God's kingdom. It underscores the Christian belief in the resurrection, not only as a future promise but also as a present reality manifest through Jesus' actions. In conclusion, the resurrection of the widow's son stands as a testament to the transformative power of Jesus' ministry, offering a glimpse into a world where death is overcome and hope is restored. This narrative, woven with historical, cultural, and theological threads, remains a compelling component of Christian faith, encouraging ongoing dialogue and exploration within the community of believers and beyond. This analysis and interpretation of the scriptural event invite us to appreciate the layers of meaning in the biblical texts and to reflect on the broader implications of Jesus' actions for our understanding of life, death, and divine presence. As we close this exploration of the miraculous revival of the widow's son, we reflect on the profound implications of Jesus' actions. This story is not just a record of resurrection, it serves as a beacon of hope and a profound affirmation of divine compassion and power. It challenges us to reconsider the boundaries between life and death and invites us to witness the transformative potential of divine intervention. Thank you for watching. Tell us what you think of this episode in the comments section. We like to learn from you. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. God bless you.